Welcome to How to Eat, the show for people that like food as much as this guy. His passion for fruit is palpable. I took a trip to London recently with millions of other gamers for a Rocket League esports event. My mission was to make sure as many of them ate like GigaChads as possible. I did two things. First, I organized some group dinners for said gamers. And second, I made a map filled with all my favorite places and all the places that I wanted to go, and I made it downloadable. You can get the full map with all the spots for free on your phone. Just go to wheretoeat.app. Now let's talk about what I actually ate. On day one, the first place I went and the first thing I ate right after I got off the Eurostar from Paris, which is also the best thing I ever ate recently, roti canai from Hawker's Kitchen. This place is a cozy hole in the wall that reminds me of a restaurant that I used to live by in San Francisco that also served this same dish, and it did not disappoint. I had the roti with the lamb curry for my starter. Oof, so good. Generally speaking, the whole meal was banging. I even had 2 mango lassis, which caused everybody at my table to look at me like, you got a problem, man. When I got up to leave, I saw the guy making the roti. I had no idea that it was a Dimmock Deadly Palm Strike that made the roti flaky like that. Incredible. After killing some time in the afternoon, the local homies rolled up and we went to the cleverly named My Old Place. I think they saw a fat American and decided to serve us everything on the menu. We ordered way too much. I have to say my favorites would be the skewers, which had the perfect amount of spice on them. And then also the pig trotter, once again covered in delicious spices. You might be thinking, okay, but what about the rest of your day? A lot of people travel to London and they have sightseeing FOMO, fear of missing out on seeing Big Ben, a church somewhere, or like a royal pedophile running around. When I'm in another country or city, I have foes, fear of eating shit. My main concerns are people, places, and plates. Who am I eating with? Where am I eating? And what are we eating? My point is, I've been to London like 20 times, and I've maybe accidentally seen Big Ben twice. And that's because I'd rather be eating, and my iPhone tells time for me already. Now, I do think it's important to have cultural experiences, especially ones that you can't have at home, which is why it might be a little confusing when I tell you that the next day for lunch, I had this stacked Papa John's pizza. In fairness, I live in France, and this is one of the American pizza chains that doesn't exist there. So technically, it's a rich cultural experience for me. Going to the UK to eat American pizza is a cultural mashup that I am here for. Also, little known fact, but the garlic sauce from Papa John's is so good that it's used as currency in some cultures. Later that night, we hit up the Hackney Church Brew Co. We had some delicious craft beers, we had some Indian fare. I took very few videos because I got drunk. And we had a good time though, because here's me the next day at lunch, still with a hangover, wearing the same shirt, eating an everything pastrami bagel, and a girthy sausage roll from Gail's Bakery. Thanks, Gail. I think the sausage roll is an underrated part of British cuisine. Gail's Baked Goods got me recharged and ready for the big group dinner that night in Dalston at the legendary Mangal One. It's a Turkish Ocakbaşı spot, that's BYOB, so you know we use that as an opportunity to get Pet Nat Summer started. If you end up here with a big group like we did, the correct order is just to let the waiter load you up with all the best treats. We had lakmakum, we had platters of all sorts of different types of grilled meats. And just check out this table clear. It's absolutely world class. I'd say the most excessive dish that I had on the trip was the Del Piero at From the Ashes Barbecue in Hackney Wick. I mean, just listen to this description. A sugar brioche donut containing smoked pork, andouille, chili jam, and pork cracklins. My last big night out in London was at Chet's at Rondo Le Cave. It's the much cooler natural wine bar below Rondo at the Hoxton Holborn. That night they had a collaboration with Night Market founder Chris Yambamrung. Apologies if I totally fucked that pronunciation. And just like Night Market, the menu was wild. They called it Thai Americana. Because the menu wasn't too big and we were 5 people, we ordered one of everything and doubled up on our favorites. Here's what banged the hardest. The oysters with the Nam Jim Thai dipping sauce. We paired this with the Wild Pony orange wine, which ended up being a gang favorite. We got the crispy rice salad. This Thai loaded hot dog was delicious and it had the perfect bun. My absolute favorite was this cheesy garlic bread, and it was made with shokupan, Japanese milk bread. Absolutely incredible. I think we ordered 3. And lastly, the ice cream at the end with the spicy Thai herbs in it had us all fucked up in the best way possible. This trip to London was a special one. We made some new friends, found some great new spots, and conquered our fear of eating shit. No matter how good the trip is, nothing beats coming home to my best boy.
Hey, is that my boy? Is that my best boy?
I know, I'm sorry.